This is TV Platinum. Here are the top 5 stories making the headlines.
On number 1, in response to the tragic mistaken airstrike in Tundumbiri, Kaduna State, where over 70 civilians lost their lives, the Defense Headquarters has announced that 2 officers involved will face a court-martial for their actions. Major General Edward Buba, Director, Defense Media Operations, made this disclosure during a press briefing held in Abuja on Thursday. General Buba stated that following a thorough investigation into the incident, disciplinary measures have been initiated against those found culpable. However, General Buba reiterated that the airstrike was a regrettable mistake, emphasizing that the victims were erroneously identified as terrorists. He expressed condolence on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff and the Armed Forces of Nigeria to the families and loved ones of those affected by the tragic incident. On number 2, in a concerted effort to hold public office holders accountable and combat corruption, the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, and Yaga Africa and other civil society organizations have called for the unhindered operation of anti-graft agencies in Nigeria. During a press conference titled State of the Fight Against Corruption in Nigeria and Malicious Attack on Anti-Corruption Agencies held in Abuja, Awal Rafsanjani, the executive director of CISLAC, voiced concerns over the current state of Nigeria's democracy and the government's anti-corruption efforts. He emphasized the importance of transparency and accountability in fostering a robust democracy, lamenting that Nigeria's democratic process has been marred by secrecy and lawlessness. Rafsanjani highlighted the deliberate attempt to undermine anti-corruption agencies through various means, including sponsored media campaigns aimed at discrediting their work. He condemned these efforts to shield corrupt individuals from investigation and prosecution, asserting that they undermine the progress made in the fight against corruption. On number 3, in a bid to alleviate pressure on the Nigerian Naira, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has initiated surveillance on international schools that charge tuition fees in dollars and other foreign currencies. Dele Oyewale, the head of media publicity at EFCC, confirmed this strategy, emphasizing that the agency aims to crack down on such schools and other entities engaging in the practice for accepting foreign currencies. Oyewale reiterated the illegality of schools, hotels, and firms within the country charging for services in foreign currencies. He highlighted the deployment of a 7,000-man special task force across EFCC zonal commands, specifically tasked with monitoring schools and organizations potentially involved in such activities. This he confirmed to Punch newspapers. On number 4, the Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF), comprising the 36 state governors, has disclosed ongoing deliberations to assess the physical capacity of individual states in implementing an enhanced minimum wage sustainably. This development follows the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) advocating for a new national minimum wage set at 615,000 naira. Acknowledging the dedication of workers nationwide, the governors affirmed their commitment to engaging with the federal government, labor unions, private sector, stakeholders, and relevant parties in determining a feasible national minimum wage. They emphasized the continuous consultation process with the 37-member tripartite committee tasked with setting the minimum wage. In a statement issued by the NGF chairman and governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdurrazak, the forum pledged to address issues concerning the remuneration of state judicial officers and court infrastructure. And lastly, elder statesman Edwin Clark has lambasted the administration of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, alleging a tenure marked by rough governance, corruption, and violence. Speaking in an interview on Arise Television, Clark criticized Bello's leadership style, citing instances of corruption and violence during elections. Clark urged Bello to be accountable and face legal scrutiny regarding allegations of misappropriation of funds, particularly in relation to payments made to an American school. He called upon the current governor, Ahmed Ododo, to pursue legal action against Bello, emphasizing the need for justice and accountability. Meanwhile, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum (PANDEF) has called for Bello to surrender to authorities, signaling a demand for accountability and legal recourse in addressing governance failures.
Those are the top stories. Do subscribe and follow us across all our platforms to get more of this update.